If we're traveling here, we're not far from Ulaanbaatar. Kind of taking a shortcut. But this area we're in is very, dusty. It's a desert, semi-arid. So, unlike some other parts where it's very green, this is patches of grass everywhere. So we're just getting through here. Sometimes the sand here will get whipped in your face. So, but anyway, we're here, or we're close. We're getting close. So it'll be nice to get into the city. Still yurts or gurs everywhere. Just headed up the hill going to Ulaanbaatar. Some of this area kind of reminds me of the Pacific Northwest. At least the area that I was just in. So we're starting to get up there. Getting a little higher. I don't know what the elevation is, but it's probably at least a few thousand feet. I also noticed the buildings are starting to look nicer than in some of the other cities. Anyway, we'll be there shortly. We're here on the outskirts of Ulaanbaatar, so I get into the big metropolis city soon. But yeah, I can tell this looks a lot different than the other towns I've been in. Still kind of poor at certain parts, but it looks like it's very, very busy on the streets. A lot of construction I've seen. So, like I've said before, there's about half the population in this capital city, and it may become even more if you start having more of the agrarian farmers lose some of their options to graze because cashmere industry is changing things because the goats that cashmere are made from kind of ruin the soil when they eat the roots of all the grass, so the grass doesn't grow back. So eventually that may become even more, where there's more people here, more than 15%. I think last time it wasn't exactly 50%, but it was something like 48.9, so very, very close. So maybe 10, 20 years. Interesting to see what the actual population is. Okay, we're getting further into Ulaanbaatar. I was just in an area that kind of reminded me of videos that I've seen of places like in Vietnam or something like that, just at least the type of buildings. So maybe even like parts of Malaysia, at least what I've seen in videos. So, but it started to rain, so I couldn't get a really good video from that. Oops, people. So hopefully we can see our hotel soon. I was told, though, that traffic sometimes here to get from one edge of the city to the other can take 2 to 3 hours because of traffic. So I assume this is probably one of the worst in the world, if not the worst. So there you go ahead. You should be able to see all the big buildings coming up on the left. Yeah, all the big buildings on the left. Hopefully we can see our hotel blue sky soon. Oh, lightning. So, let's see what we got coming up here. Should stick out. It's like a sail, like a catamaran, you can call it. Well, looks like it's starting to rain again. Here's all the rain. We'll stop this video and continue a little bit. Trying to get a good video as we're entering the city. The rain is making it a little difficult. Oh boy. A lot of people here drive crazy. Very skilled drivers though. Parking lots here are always extremely crowded and leave very little room for any mistake. Yeah, this rain just started really fast. Twice. Okay, here we go. I believe that is the blue sky. Yeah, it actually is the blue sky. Right there. That's our hotel. Like I said, it kind of looks like a sail. So, there. Very nice looking. There's our hotel. We're right here on the right is Sukbataar Square. That is part of the reason we picked this hotel, because it's right there. So we'll have some videos on that later. We'll go ahead and park and then get our luggage. Going downstairs at the Blue Sky Hotel. We're on the 14th floor. Okay, we're in the street food section in Ulaanbaatar right by our hotel, and I'm getting Mexican food. I was just saying earlier that I have not seen any Mexican food, and here we go. I'm getting the Mexican tacos, 3 of them. So I finished those tacos, and they were okay. I mean, I don't know where they got their idea from, or they were supposed to be like Korean tacos. But yeah, that was something I wouldn't get again. But it was about $5 American. And what's up with this avocado? I don't know what this is supposed to. Is this supposed to be real or not? I mean, it's not even soft in the middle. So, anyway, yeah, I learned not to get Mexican food in Mongolia. Here in Sukbataar Square, this is right across the street from our hotel there. So, behind this bus is a statue of Genghis Khan. I'm gonna go see that. This is a great downtown. I've noticed that they have a lot of these little kid riders around in these squares. They also had this in Dakhan in the square. So I'm not sure if this is new, but it looks relatively new. Unlike that right there, whatever that is, that looks like that's from the Soviet era. This is relatively new too. Here is a statue of who this square was named after, Sukbataar. And if you notice that it's got the old Mongolian script there, not the Cyrillic. So it seems that they're bringing more of that back now. Now we're going towards the Chinggis Khan statue. Now, with this, you can't go past the stairs, or you can't go up the stairs, because it's a government building. I didn't know that. Actually, you see the guy there walking on the stairs. That's a security guard or an army guard, I guess. So, you look there, there's another statue. There's another one over there, in the corner there. But yeah, this is the most famous person in all of Mongolian history. Everybody knows who he is. He's also known as Temujin. So, I wish I could go up there, but I just realized that we're not allowed to. It's a very nice looking building. And here's a view of Sukbataar Square from the other angle, looking towards our hotel. And there's some old, like I said, kind of Soviet looking buildings, which I'd like to check out. That one, I believe, says 1905. This one right here, if I read that correctly, in Roman numerals. And then there's that other kind of salmon colored one I was talking about. I'm not sure what this one is. Subway in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Something called a Mexican sub. Don't have that in the US, at least the name. We're in the store Gobi. This shows all the different kinds of cashmere. Remember, cashmere comes from a goat. Originally I thought it was from a sheep, but now I know. Walking around here looking for a department store, state department store. Not sure if this is it, but even if it's not, see some other buildings. Closer I get to it, I don't think that actually is it. Oh. Mongolian Theater Museum. This one right here. Still looking for that department store. That definitely wasn't it. So someone pointed us towards this direction, so we're going to check. If we don't find it today, we will find it tomorrow. Another building that's Soviet era, just full of a bunch of businesses. But I like the architecture. Maybe this is something that would be in St. Petersburg, or would have been in St. Petersburg. Still looking for the department store. We're at breakfast here at the hotel. There's the bread you can mix. You can have an omelet made or eggs. And then they have other stuff here like sausage and bacon. And then they have rice and beans for breakfast. And then they have steamed vegetables. Right there. And they have chicken. A little different for breakfast, but it's the way it is. And it looks like they have a bunch of other vegetables here. They have olives and carrots, lettuce. So basically like salads for breakfast. Different kinds of meats there. And then kind of fruits here. Yogurt. Pretty good. Okay, here's all the food that I got. Had some rice for breakfast, including also some beans. I know that's kind of different for Americans, but the British like the baked beans for breakfast. Here is some cereal, fried egg. My wife got an omelet made to order and some other stuff. Leaving the hotel and going towards the Genghis Khan statue. It's about 30 miles away. It may take us a bit because the traffic here is horrendous at times. It may take us a good hour just to get out of the city. We'll see. Going to another part of the city, we're going still towards the Genghis Khan statue. This is a little different. It looks a little different here. Not sure if it's an older part of the city, but the buildings definitely look different than the business district. Riding along here, looking at all of the different dwellings here, seems like everything is being built up, which makes sense in, I guess, a city like this, which has so many people in it. So, oh, speed bump. But yeah, just waiting to get to the statue. Should be there shortly, just outside of Ulaanbaatar. Still traveling through Ulaanbaatar, and believe it or not, this is still the same city. Looks so much different from the business district. This is, I guess, the outskirts. On the left there's some of those houses which are similar to Bulgan and Takhan. Here comes another speed bump. I think we're about halfway there to the Genghis Khan statue. There's some more businesses. And there's the police on the right. A lot bigger presence of police in Ulaanbaatar. I guess that makes sense. It's a bigger city. But I haven't seen any sirens being flashed as I've been here at all. There's another Naman. Like I said, it's kind of like the Costco on there on the right there. I was actually told that we're actually going to be going into another state. There's 21 states in Mongolia. So Bulgan was one, and I believe Dakhan is its own, same one, and Ulaanbaatar has its own state, and this one, they told me the name, but I forget, but it's a separate state. All right, we're having some lunch here in our hotel, and this here is cow stomach salad. You can see the little ridges on there with some vegetables mixed in, and this lovely concoction is beef, but it's like the bone marrow boiled down, I guess, to make a gelatin. So, delicious. On our way to the Genghis Khan Museum, and this bus just passed in front of what is the post office. Okay, we finally got across the street. It took about 5 minutes. Now we're going towards the Genghis Khan Museum, which is in the kind of, it's actually right here, around there. So, all these buildings here to my left. Very nice architecture. I assume they were probably built Soviet times. So this building here is actually the Mongolian Stock Exchange. Finally made it to the museum. Just gotta wait for the light to turn and then we'll go in there. Don't know what the prices are, but I don't think they're too bad. This is relatively new, I think 2019. My wife hasn't been here for the last 10 years, so this is new to her. A lot of these things are new. Okay, so we're in the museum after some ticket buying, which was kind of confusing. So anyway, we're here. Here's a picture of the man, Genghis Khan. So we're trying to find the elevators. The normal area we're at has stairs, and that was a lot of stairs to climb. We could do it, but you'd think they have elevators. Trying to find them right now. Going up the elevator. Oh wow, that was far. One whole floor. Oh, sorry, we're actually on the third floor. We went up 2 floors. Okay, we're on the top floor, the 9th floor. This is one of the locations where videos are allowed without paying. So here's one golden room of Genghis Khan. And the little rugs there on the bottom, if you want to kneel and pay tribute to him, you can kneel, give thanks. Just want to take a video of all the symbols on the ceiling. Okay, so we're done with the museum. Actually, we're going up first. We should be going down. But I just wanted to mention that you're not allowed to take videos on the 3rd to the 8th floor, which there's a lot of nice stuff, which was really disappointing to me. The only way you can take videos is if you pay for it, which I didn't want to pay 300,000 tugrek, which is about $90, just so you can take pictures and videos. Anyway, just telling you that before you come here, just so you know. It's very important to know that before you come here. They don't tell you that. Walking towards that department store that has been basically evading us so far. But we're with her parents now, so they're going to lead us in the right direction. Unlike the people who told us yesterday where it was and we couldn't find it. Well, I've only been here for 2 days now and it's rained a lot both days. So that's something I know happens tomorrow, because tomorrow's my last full day here. Lots of puddles. Old apartments over there. Looks like they could use a little painting. It's interesting now that I'm back, or now that I'm here in Ulaanbaatar. Been seeing a lot more Europeans and Americans. Barely any when I was in Dakhan and Bulgan. But I guess that makes sense because it's got 10 times the population of Dakhan and almost 100 times the population of Bulgan. I really like some of these streets. Very, I guess, nostalgic, or would be nostalgic for some people. When I get to the front of the department store, I'll start making another video. Yes, we are finally here. We finally found it after going through about 5 or 6 other stores because my wife saw other things she might like, which is understandable. We are finally here. Built in 1921. Okay, we're inside now. So check out everything. There's Pizza Hut over there. Very nice, kind of like Macy's downtown Chicago. There's the center of the department store. Looks really nice. Obviously, it wasn't like this when it was first built in 1921. Lots of escalators to get to where you need to go. Having a break here, having some smoothies after walking around. My back is killing me, so I'm glad I'm able to sit down for a while. Next we're going to the souvenirs and then we're getting out of here. Here at what I came to look for, what I went to go look for, is the section for, they have souvenirs. Lots of nice picture frames too, like some of these here. There's Genghis Khan there, of course. And there's the I Love Mongolia sign over there. Well, that's interesting. Definitely the most exciting part of this mall. Spent a good amount of time in the Cashmere section, but didn't get anything. Well, time to stop filming and time to start seeing what I want to buy. Alright, so just left the department store and got absolutely nothing. I made a big deal about trying to find this place and couldn't find anything I liked. They had some couple nice t-shirts on the wall, but then when you ask them about it, they're like, oh, we don't have any. So it's like, or they had one size on the wall. I don't know why you advertise them if you don't have any other ones. So, and then they had like a whole slew of other t-shirts which weren't even on the wall. I don't know what the logic in that is. So, but we're done. Maybe we'll go back tomorrow with something my wife found. They had a nice cashmere hat that possibly could buy. It was nice and soft, but I don't know. Been here for a while now, since July 7th, and I'm tired, and I'm tired of looking at tulips, and I just want to get home. I'll be leaving in 2 days for Istanbul for one, and I'll be there for 1 day, and then I'll be back in the USA. This has definitely been a great trip, but I'm still just want to be back in my own bed, my own place. Traffic police. Right near our hotel. Extremely busy intersection. Double rainbow. We're on the 23rd floor here on the Sky Lounge at our hotel. It's open till 2 a.m. Food prices look decent. I'm hoping that there's good amounts. We will see. Lobby of the Blue Sky. Going towards our elevator to go back up to our room. They have a rent-a-car service here. It's obviously too late for that. It's past 10 p.m. and they have a beer mania. I guess many different kinds of beers. I don't know, I didn't go in there. Anyway, here's our elevator. Go back up to our room. Very tired. It's been a very long day. Outside the Russian consulate in Ulaanbaatar. I was just curious what it was, so we looked it up and has all that barbed wire there. Alright, we're in front of the Ulaanbaatar department store. My wife's aunt recommended this, and I'm hearing it might actually be better than that one we were hunting after the last few days that we went to yesterday. So we're going to go inside and see what it's like. Going up the escalator in the Ulaanbaatar department store. So far, it doesn't look as flashy. It looks a little older, actually, kind of like Macy's in Chicago. So, nothing too impressive, but no disappointment. So we're at the mall here, and it's like any other mall, so nothing special. I guess I just thought there might be more here, but it's alright. So I guess there's another mall across the street, so we're going to go there instead of one that's just called Ulaanbaatar department store. Someone told me there's a mall across the street, and it's not that other department store we went to yesterday. Alright, so we left the little department store here, and I bought a bag for my mom that says I love Ulaanbaatar. My mom likes having little bags like that for her knitting. So yeah, she'll have that when she gets back. Here by the theater, that's across from Sukbataar Square. Let's see if it's open. Kind of a salmon color. I doubt it's open. Check it out anyway. Weren't able to go in, it's closed. Actually, I was told this is an opera house, not playhouse, I guess. So this is an opera house. It's very nice. Wish I could have seen the inside. It's probably about 80 or so years old. Oh well, my loss. Here is another theater with a very distinct pink color. Forget the color, the real color name. It's not exactly pink, it's fuchsia or something. Maybe I'll think of another color, but this definitely has a distinct name. See if it's open. It looks like the door is open, but maybe we can't walk in. I don't know. And there is a very specific sign. Looks Soviet. There's a flower here. Here in front of the Chojin Lama monastery temple in Ulaanbaatar. This is actually right in downtown. Our hotel is right behind us, and then right here is, like I said, there's the actual temple museum. It's closed right now though, so unfortunately I can't go in. This is the temple that I believe was spared by the communists because they were trying to save face when international dignitaries came here to make it look like they weren't slaughtering the Buddhist monks, which they were doing. But yeah, this was kind of like, yeah, a fakery of letting this be there. I think they killed tens of thousands of Buddhist monks during the communist period. Here is the last meal we're going to eat in Ulaanbaatar. A place called Courts in a mall across the street from our hotel. Pretty nice looking place. Here's our food. That's a monster burger. Looks delicious. I'm sure it will be. My wife got the organ meat souvenirs. These are all over Mongolia. Nice to see. I believe they're a Korean company. They're kind of like a 7-Eleven. Getting our luggage packed, and now we're off on our way to the airport. I think it's about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. This is so early, hopefully it's quicker. Our flight takes off in just over 5 hours. Finally at the airport. Took us about an hour for, I believe it was a 20-minute drive. But we're here. Thing is, this is where we actually got picked up too. I don't know if arrivals and departures are the same. This is where we are. At the airport, waiting to check in. They won't let us check any of our extra bags until 2 hours before, so that doesn't give us a lot of time. So, just sitting around here waiting. If I had known that, I probably would have gotten here a little later. But anyway, just all the places are open to eat for the most part, including Burger King. I know it's not a great option, but that's what I may have. At the Burger King here in the airport, I'm giving it one more try. It wasn't as good when I had the long burger, which was basically two hamburger patties on a chicken bun. Now I got the Whopper. See how good it is. Waiting for our flight to let us board. Funny thing is, our ticket actually says differently than what it says on the sign there. We asked somebody and it says it's correct. And you would think they would have some kind of little like sign saying what each flight gate is in this area after you go through security, but nope. Also notice this only has 6 gates. This international airport has 6 gates. Mobile, Alabama had more than that. That had 7 or 8 at the most. It's a nice airport. I just find it funny that there's so little amount of gates.